Hey guys, Elyin Perez here, owner of Ace Lending Group. And today I got Ashley Greenwell with me. She is with Liberty Mutual, one of our local insurance agents and preferred partners. Thank you for joining me today, Ashley.
Thank you so much for having me, Elgin.
Of course. And the reason really I wanted to bring you on today is there is a lot of rumors, and like I said, I don't really know, but there's a lot of rumors that the state of Florida is going to make everyone have flood insurance and that you're just going to be required to have flood insurance on your house no matter what, whether it's paid off, whether you have a mortgage, whether you're not in the flood zone. And I really wanted to have a deep understanding, and I know you're the right person to help us with that.
Thank you so much, Elgin. Yes, I would love to kind of define the rumor. So I would say part of the rumor is true. This is something that the state of Florida is going to implement, but it's only going to be for Citizens Insurance. Citizens is the state-funded insurance carrier. As many of us are with Citizens, a lot of the state of Florida is insured through Citizens. This is something by 2027. If you are with Citizens Insurance, they are going to require you to carry flood insurance as well, even if you are not in a flood zone. This is important because we are in 2025 right now. It is going to kind of go step by step. So right now in 2025, it does go by the replacement cost of your house. If you're looking at your insurance document, this is going to be what your house is covered for under coverage A under dwelling. So as of right now, this year, 2025, if your dwelling is more than 500,000 or above, you are required, and I'm sure you know this, to have flood insurance through Citizens. Since we're halfway through the year, any clients that are have that type of dwelling are already required to have that and would have had to been set up with it. But going into next year in 2026, it does go down a bracket. So if you're
Okay.
looking at your insurance documents and coverage A is 400,000, it's going to be required next year. And then in 2027, it does not matter the coverage amount. They're going to have to carry it if they're through Citizens. If you're with a private market carrier, that will not be required.
Wow, that's a lot of
And that
information
would
there
be
for
anybody.
sure.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would not
So
be anybody through Citizens.
so let me make sure I understood that. So it's only required if you have citizens insurance, right?
Yes, yes.
Perfect. So that's clear. And citizens insurance is, and the reason they can do that, let me understand that, is because citizens insurance is actually a state-funded insurance company.
That is correct. Yes.
Got it. But this is also why they can't force any other insurance company to do it.
Exactly. Yes. And this is
Okay, very
basically
neat.
Citizens. Yeah, Citizens moved to not have as many people insured through them.
Okay, then let me ask you this. Do you think that's going to create more of a competitive market on the private side of things, or do you think it's just going to make it worse, or what do you think is going to happen there based on this information that, the state of Florida is forcing everyone to do this?
I think that the private market definitely is going to have a shift before 2027. More carriers will be and are entering into the state of Florida. Every day we're getting more red tape lifted, as you would say. So more carriers are willing to insure in the high risk areas.
Got it.
And I feel like that's going to move in the right direction towards 2027.
Now, do you see private insurance companies going down the same route that they're saying, hey, the only way we insure you is if you also carry flood insurance with us?
No, not at all. I think that will strictly be a citizens due to them being a state funded carrier. That will only be something required with citizens.
Wow. Okay. So that's a big, again, the way I saw the news, the way I read every headline is everyone needed flood insurance, even if you're like in Claremont, way above sea level in the middle of the state. And I'm
Yes.
like, what are we going to do? Overflood the lakes over there or what's happening?
Yes. And I mean, of course, being an insurance, I always recommend, looking at your own house and seeing, how the rain comes in, how the patio, like if you ever have a patio that floods. But if you are not in a flood zone, it is not going to be required. Even when we get to 2027 and Citizens does require it, it'll never be required by the private carrier. It's going to be an optional thing unless you're in a FEMA flood zone.
Got it. Let me ask you this. So if we can get a little on the technical side, because I heard you mention a couple things like replacement costs, right?
Yes.
And you mentioned how it's tiered. So this year, if your
Yes.
replacement cost is over 500,000, you already have to have this
Mhm.
if you're with Citizens. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes. As of January, that would have been a requirement.
And my understanding, replacement cost doesn't mean appraised value, doesn't mean what the property would sell for. It's what the insurance company says it would cost to replace the property. God forbid it was totaled.
Yes, rebuild the house from the ground up minus the market value. So it's never going to be the purchase price of the home either, usually.
So who determines that value?
It's actually determined by the carrier.
Okay.
We get a replacement cost estimate that kind of spits into all the speculations of the house. And so that it's insured to literally, if the house was to burn to the ground and we had to build it from the ground up, it's going to be built right back to the specifications that they had it.
Got it. Let me then ask you this. What can clients do proactively, right? Or are there any steps they can do proactively right now if they already don't have it, but they want to know, hey, am I going to have it next year? Am I going to have it the year after that? If they are with Citizens today.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, honestly, if they even want to reach out to me for a policy review, I would love to look at it for them and
Oh,
and
great.
see, yeah, what options they have. Also, if they're working with an agent now, all of us agents are aware of it, so they can, if they have an agent that they like working with, they can actually ask for a policy review, ask their agent about that. Also on the Citizens website, if you type in flood, the requirements are actually going to come up right there,
Okay.
so that you have an idea. But I would best reach out to an agent like myself to try to help with a policy review.
So step one, get with a professional to review their binder, their policies, what they're
Yes.
currently covered for. Are they even with Citizens? And it sounds like Citizens might not be the best option moving forward because we have so many more new carriers coming in.
Yes, yes. And there's a couple downfalls to being with Citizens. If you have solar panels on your house, if you have a screen enclosure, a pool enclosure, those are not typically covered by Citizens insurance. So if we
Okay.
can do a policy review for them and get them with a carrier that does cover that, it's going to put the client in a better place anyways.
Awesome. Well, I think you about covered everything. Was there anything else we should know?
No, I really appreciate it. If any clients would like help, or even just break down the insurance jargon and language, I would love to be of help.
Well, I know you're the right person to absolutely take the time and the effort to just break it down with them and just review it because you've done it for so many of our clients and saved them so much money. And even at times, you're just so honest about it. Even if you can't save the money, you're like, no, this is the right coverage for you. Stay with them. So absolutely. I'll make sure that, everyone gets your contact info on our emails and everything else. So if anything, they can reach out to you, Ashley. Thank you so much for the time today.
Thank you so much, Elgin. I really appreciate it.